And the reason we do the four elements is it really helps us to drop beneath the body as identity. It helps us categorize the body into these different characteristics. And when we identify all the characteristics, particularly if we can contact them on a non-conceptual level, there's a way that it releases or lets us put down the identity we have in the solidity of the body. And it's really useful practice for that reason. Interestingly, the Four Elements practices has a couple of other benefits. One, I believe, was intended when the Buddha incorporated this from the yogic tradition into Buddhism, in that you can use the different characteristics when you're in meditation, particularly on retreat, longer retreat. If, for example, you're finding that there's a tight muscle or a kind of muscle contraction, say in your back, you can bring awareness to that and can bring softness. You can find the softness in that contraction or tightness. And then as you sit beneath that, the concept of softness, it's almost like there's a softness that comes in or gets identified or comes forward. And then when you have all of the four elements, you can also have things like flowing from the water element. And you can have, smoothness or whatever other elements that would help as an antidote for that body pain, that body difficulty. So the four elements were used for that by the monastics as well, that they would smooth out their body and perhaps their mind with, because one can bring a smoothness, softness to the mind as well. If there's a lot of tightness and holding, that can be beneficial. I want to mention one other application of four elements, and this is not a traditional viewpoint, but I've been getting some feedback from folks who have had more severe trauma as children in particular, or young adults. And they found doing the four elements practice helped. The way that it's explained to me is by identifying all the characteristics, it's helped them realize something like there isn't a wounded place that can be identified once all the characteristics are identified. So there's something about a relief from the sense of the impact of the trauma, it seems. Again, I'm paraphrasing and putting my viewpoint on it, but it's an interesting application, the fact that there may be some benefit to folks who have psychological issues they're working with by being in contact with our physicality, the mentality and physicality of the four elements seems to help let go of other identities that might be part of our normal structuring.